Hi there, it's Tiffany from Daisy Farm Crafts, and today we're doing just a quick demonstration for Hannah's blanket called the Crochet Flower Puff Blanket. And I'm just going to demonstrate to you the flower portion. I think the rest is all pretty simple, and all of the counts and measurements and everything are on our website, daisyfarmcrafts.com. The link is down in the descriptions if you're watching this on YouTube. If not, you're already on our site, and this little tutorial is just going to show you how to get the flower puffs to work. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I've got just 13 chains here. Now, the main stitch of the blanket is what is used is called the wide half double crochets. So they're basic half double crochets, and on the next row, we're working them in between each post or each half double crochet, which are called wide half double crochets. So we'll get those started, and then I'll show you how we're going to introduce the color. All right, so basically a wide half double crochet has you working in between each post and underneath all of the V's that the half double crochet makes. So I'm inserting my hook into the large hole space, pulling through. Your last stitch will be to the left of that post and before the turning chain. Always chain 2 and turn. And now let's work on our first puff. So of course you'll be following along on the pattern, and you'll be doing however many stitches is required before you get to the first puff. But in this little sample, I'm just going to work 4. And on this 4th one, I'm going to stop right there. I will get my color, simply lay it over the hook, and pull it through, and we'll work our first puff, and kind of ignore the tail. We're going to still crochet over this gray and carry it along with us. So make sure that the gray strand of yarn is laying back behind the work. You'll yarn over and do a puff, which is basically a half double crochet 3 together. So I'm yarning over, inserting my hook into that next space. I'm working underneath the gray that's carrying along. Pull up a loop, yarn over again, insert your hook into the very same space, yarn over, pull up a loop. Let's do it one more time. Yarn over, pull up a loop. Here we go. We've got all these stitches on our hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them. Now, we're going to pull through with gray because the next stitch will be gray. So, pull that right through. Now let's just work, and we're going to bring this persimmon with us. Let's work the next stitch in gray, but stop right there. Don't pull all the way through. Let's pull through with the persimmon, kind of give that a tug. Now let's make our next cluster flower, our little puff, by yarning over, pulling up a loop, yarning over, pulling up a loop. We'll do that 3 times. Stop. We can just drop that to the back, whatever. Pull through with the gray, and now we're done. Now, in the pattern, you'll be working 4 flowers per row, so you will continue carrying this persimmon along with you, and so that you can use it through the rest of the row. But just for this sample, I'm just showing you just the 1 flower. So I'm going to drop it and leave it behind. And finish the row out. Now the next row is all half double crochets with the gray. And here we are. Looks like I accidentally grabbed our tail here. We didn't need that. Leave that out. Okay, make sure you don't do that. There we go. Now we'll just work regular half double crochets. Make sure you're seeing this. And I want to make sure I work one on either side of these puffs. So might be a little bit harder to see, but make sure you work one right there and one to the other side. Now one to this side. That post is a little bit tricky because we were carrying the yarn, and then one on this side. There we go. Now continue on down. All right, so we did cut the yarn after we were finished with that row. I forgot to say that. After you're done with one row of puffs, go ahead and cut your yarn before you come back and do that next row. Now we will work on another puff row. Here we go. Get our flowers going. This time I'm only going to work 3, but of course you'll be following along the pattern and doing the number it says. So I'll stop right there. I grab my persimmon, pull it through, kind of give that a tug. Now remember, get that little tail out of the way this time, the persimmon tail. Carry the gray along. Here we go with the cluster, right into this next space. Let's do 1, 2, 3. Stop right there before you pull through. We'll drop, and I guess I like pulling it to the front. Pull through with the gray. Now let's go do 1 gray. Stop right there. Leave the gray to the back. Pull through with the persimmon. Next stitch will be our cluster, working that 3 times. Stop, pull forward, pull through with gray. Remember to carry that persimmon with you, the orange color. All right, one last one. Pull through. Here's our half double crochet 3 together cluster puff. Stop right there, and if I was at the end of the row, I'm done. Can weave that in later. Pull that through, and let's finish with the gray to the end of the row. And when I'm done, I can cut off the color. Chain 2 and turn. All right, now this is another row of all the half double crochets. And then we have one last row of puffs to do. All right, I just want to double check that you've got stitches on either side of those puffs. Look at that. So there's a stitch on either side. Either side. Make sure you don't lose a stitch there. All right, this is our last row of the puffs. And this time we'll go back and match that first row that we did. So for my little swatch, I will work 4. There we go. Before I pull through with some color. And here's my color. So one last time. I bet you've got this by now. Here we go. Gets a little tricky to kind of mess with this part, but there's not too many of these on the blanket, so that's good. And they're all different colors. So here's our half. Double crochet cluster puff. And look at that, I messed up. Stop right there. Let's pull through with the gray. Let's pull that forward so we have it ready for us. There we go. Next one. Stop right there. Pull through with the color. Switch. One last puff. And remember, I am crocheting over the gray, not the tail. You won't have that tail to deal with when you go on down the row and have more flowers to work with. It's just this first one. 1, 2, 3. Stop. Pull through with gray. And work on down. Isn't that such a cute little flower? Oh, I love her blanket so much. All right, like I've said, all the details are in the blog post. Please click on the link in the descriptions if you're seeing this on YouTube. Oh gosh, I just have to do that next row. I want to see what it looks like. Oh, look at the back. Okay, so obviously you will not have these ends because this will be carried on down the row. You'll use it as you go. And so you'll just have ends on either side of the blanket. And you'll weave those in and disguise them. And it'll be really cute. Okay, I hope I can see a lot of your blankets in the future. Come share them with us on Daisy Farm Crafts Facebook page or our Instagram account. Use hashtag Daisy Farm Crafts on your posts. That way we can see them. We like to go check that hashtag and share them into our stories. So good luck on your crochet puff flower blanket. And oh, I hope that book that she's picked to go with it looks just adorable. The Anne of Green Gables. Anne's Colors, I think she called it. All right, you have a nice day.